Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's Game Bytes show. I'm your host, Jared Donna. I'm joined by Jeremy Lawman Lamont.
Hello, hey everybody.
He returns after a 25-hour hiatus on our extra.
That's true. I finally made it back.
Yes, but yeah, if you're tuning in, you're probably wondering why did we come back so soon? Having just finished our 25-hour marathon for 2016. It was quite
dedication.
That's right.
Dedication, love.
No rain, no snow, no naps will keep us from bringing you the content we know you
No elections, no election results.
That's right.
None of that stuff.
We're not talking polls unless I was trying to relate that back to the game we're going to play this week, but I couldn't. But Gwent, the Witcher card game. So this game is in closed beta. We were required to say that for our live stream, so now we've said it. But I actually just got the invite today, so I wanted to check it out.
Yeah, I have not actually had any exposure to Gwent whatsoever. I never got far enough in the Witcher series to play Gwent. I've heard people talk about Gwent. I feel like Gwent is the thing to be playing right now.
Isn't Gwent just inside of us all?
I think in some ways.
It is the season of Gwenting. Okay.
Enough
of that nonsense. Let's get loaded up here. So this is, so if you're not aware, Gwent is a card game inside the game, like sort of a mini game inside The Witcher 3. Essentially, they have taken that, they have spun it off into its own game, and it is preparing for release. And I believe the intent is for this to be free to play. One of the ways we'll look at that here in a minute, as sort of our playthrough here, is how they will support that model. Of course, there's a shop. So, I have played the tutorial, and I was super, super bad at Gwent in The Witcher 3. So I think I'm going to do a practice versus an AI opponent. First things first, I'm going to turn it down a little because it sounds super loud to me.
Temeria.
Man, that guy sounded intense. Okay, so we'll do a quick practice AI skirmish, I suppose. Hopefully it's implemented. And we'll kind of go from there. So playing Gwent is relatively straightforward. Essentially, the way the game works is you build a deck.
We do what must be done.
Oh my goodness! Based on
Skellige's glory.
That is so loud to me. I hope it's not super loud on the stream. Based on different factions, essentially. So this is the Skellige faction. There is a Northern Realms faction. Those are like your human type people. Nilfgaard is coming soon. There's monsters. There's a few others. So basically, let's get into... First off, when you first start, you get the opportunity to scrub and redraw 3 cards. So let's take a look here. I have a ton of special cards. I have too many special cards, in fact. Double the strength of all your weakened non-gold units. I'm going to dump these. I don't know how those play. They sound stupid. Ooh. Choose a bronze unit from your graveyard to play it. That actually sounds pretty cool. Adrenaline Rush. Choose a non-gold unit and keep it on the battlefield at the end of this round. What? I don't know how to play with that, so we're going to scrub that one too. Okay, great. So basically, we start off with our hand. It's the best out of 3, so 2 out of 3 wins.
Okay.
And you have these 3 fields. So up here's the enemy. Down here is me. So each of us has a melee row, a ranged row, and a siege row, and you can see it corresponds to each card down here. So here's a siege unit, which will play here. Here's a melee, ranged, melee, siege. You can also have, these are all, no, this is a gold card. So this is my hero card, which we'll talk about here, or my faction card, which we'll talk about here in a minute. But these are all bronze cards, and these can be affected by special attacks or abilities or disabilities. So like on this one, if I play this, I can choose one of my rows and it will double the strength of all of the units in that row that are non-gold units. Similarly, there's ways you can take an entire row and reduce everyone's strength to 1. But when you do that, it does it for both sides of the field. So, like, if I do it against the melee, it would reduce all melee units, including my own. So, that's important. But what I have noticed, at least for the gold cards, I saw at least on one of them, that there was actual animation in the card, which was a really cool touch. So it is my turn. So I'm going to go first. You get to play 1 card per turn. It's immune to rain effects. That sounds super useful. We're going to play one of those. And so the objective here...
Aye, soon as I finish my pint.
So the objective here is to end the overall round with more of these sort of attack points than your enemy. If you have more, you get a crown. You get a crown. When you get 2 crowns, you win. So, all right, what did he play? Sheldon Skaggs, dwarf with no ability. Okay, so we're gonna do a berserker here, I guess.
You beg for death.
Oh, he used the war horn, which is interesting.
So as you're playing this, I'm kind of curious how true this is to the Witcher version of Gwent. I mean, is this literally the same? I mean, did they control C Gwent from the game and control V it here in its own client, or
mostly? I think there are more factions, but for the most part, this is basically how this game plays out. I think there was a change. I don't recall, like, when this round ends, whether the enemy wins or I win, we get to draw 2 cards, and then on the 3rd round, everyone gets to draw 1 card. I don't recall that being a mechanic in the original game.
Okay. And so this is sort of in-universe, this card game. So I guess that's one of the things to know about Gwent, that if you're like me and know nothing about it, to at least know that this is the game that the characters in The Witcher play against each other, right?
Right. So, like, this faction that I am is the Skellige. These are like the Scottish Vikings. I don't know what faction she is, friend. Oh, elves. There are elves. So those are, the super oppressed, like, renegade warriors, the non-humans, so to speak. The Scoia'tael, I guess, if you're familiar with the universe. He's really kicking my butt here, and so I don't have in a way to, like, remove this unit. There's different cards that I could have that would allow me to basically nullify this huge boost. So I'm actually a little bit tempted to... It's tempting to go ahead and forfeit this round and not burn, because these are the cards I get and I have to win 3 rounds with them. So if he ends up with more than me because of this huge unit buff that he has here, that could put me in some real hurt in later on rounds. And I only have to win 2, so I get 3 opportunities here.
So what you're saying is rage quit the game if you don't get the cards you want.
That's right. Alt F4 is a valid tactic. Choose a non-gold unit on the battlefield and remove 3 strength from it. See, that's just not going to do very much. 17. And I have 11. All right, well, let's do this.
What is it?
It's getting closer.
Scoia'tael! Attack!
Well, that stunk. So I'm going to play the special commander card.
The heart. You're not great.
This. Why did he do that? Okay, we're gonna let that one go. We're in a pretty bad position, honestly. But we're gonna do this. So, yeah, the Gwent is really quite integrated into the Witcher game, which is pretty cool, honestly. What did he just play? Whatever. So I'm gonna play
Bow before
this
modern
lady
prayer.
that lets me pull someone back from the graveyard. I'm really curious if she's going to... I'm going to play this guy. So this guy's special ability is he adds strength to this unit. Oh, man. So when you remove the strength of a card, if you remove it to 0, it goes off the field. So that was actually a super bummer. I wish that had happened.
I never miss.
I hate this deck so bad. It's beating me.
We'll follow you always into the fair. That's it.
So what is the interplay of the different rows? So you have the melee, the ballista type things in the back. Is that what those are? And then the ranged characters.
Yeah. So melee, range, and siege, and they're not necessarily like the Priestess of Freya. You wouldn't really consider a siege unit, right? Like for the monsters, you'll see some of the the arched griffins and stuff are sort of the siege. I actually just now understand how to play this class. So we are going to replay
Modern
a Freya.
Freya is patient,
And we're
but
going
she
to play
brooks
a
no
bear.
insult.
And this bear is going to be super ripped because I have now 2 units on this field that are reduced. I get it. I get it. So I don't have the option to lose this round. Let's be clear. So we're going to buff this row. And this might be enough to get him to pass. Yeah. So he's gonna basically forfeit this round. He wouldn't have enough cards to try to beat me. So we can forfeit this round as well, or pass, and yeah, we win. Oh,
I have
this
no
card
idea what
persists?
just happened.
What? Well, we just bankrolled. Oh, see, here's the animated cards. Isn't that cool? That's so cool. Okay. So I had played the double buff here, and he didn't want to try to burn cards to beat me, so he just forfeited. Because he had already won a round, he can do that. So now, this is the third and final round, so we basically have to win this. So there's, except for the order, which could matter, there's really no reason to hold back on any of these cards. Like, Geralt doesn't have any sort of ability. You know what? We're just going to put him out on the field.
Everything all right?
Okay, so they just played a weather card. Impenetrable Fog reduces the attack of all ranged units. You can see how it did it on both. It affected me and the enemy. Now, I actually have a bit of a trump card for that here. This Clear Skies will clear all weather effects. So I'll wait towards the end to play this in case he tries to disable more fields. But let's look here. Choose 3 non-gold units on the battlefield and remove 2 strength from them, immune to fog effects. So I don't have 3 non-gold units yet. And I could... Yeah, so we're going to want to get these guys down here.
Fair
Because...
And that prevents you from playing characters in those fields or using them.
So, here, I'll show you what happens here in just a second. We're going to play... Why did he play a cow? Huh. Okay. I don't know what a chort unit is, but I'm going to assume this cow is quite fierce. So we're going to put out...
Coming to get ya.
all the cards we can, and I'll show you what happens. Oh, this one's immune to... What? I'm so confused.
Onward!
It's a trap card. Yeah. Play face down, reveal when a non-golden unit appears on the row and removes 5 strength from it. That's a super bummer. If that unit is destroyed, create and play 2 commando neophyte units on the random rows of your side. Boo. So... Well, let's get this done, I guess. Yeah. There's the short. Hey, he played Clear Skies on his own field. I don't understand.
So this game, so you mentioned the AI. The AI has been making some interesting choices.
They're out of cards, honestly. And I've gotten to this point in the Witcher version of the game very frequently, to where you literally just are out of place because you don't refresh cards as you play and say, like, like Pokemon as a pretty straightforward example. You know, you always get to continuously draw a new card. You don't get to do that here. So you'll literally run out of options to where this is pretty common. Cool. So we won a round.
Not bad.
Against the AI. And I don't know how hard the AI is. The Witcher game itself had pretty, I want to say decent AI. I mean, for a card game. Of varying levels, so hopefully they kind of bring that same kind of thing across. But one thing I want to do is I have actually a couple of kegs here that so the way I think they kind of intend to support to support their game here is of course with random card draws. So.
Time is glitter rocks.
And this is intended to be PvP. I mean, this is sort of like the Hearthstone equivalent, I guess. But the other games of this sort, I mean, card games are kind of big on mobile for sure, and I mean, mostly that, I guess. But they do give you a limited single-player run. So what is actually included in this closed beta? Have you had much chance to look around it?
Yeah, so I had created my own deck. It gave you a keg. And actually, I ended up unlocking another one, and at the end of the tutorial, it gave me one. So I really got 3 random card draws, and it looks like they start you off with, it was, I think, we can go look at them in a second, it was about 5 sort of default decks that you could play, one for each, for some of the factions. So here's how opening a keg works. So you get 5 cards in a keg. You can see we have 4 here. You know, this is pretty standard. You get to open them one at a time. This is sort of duelist style. And maybe Hearthstone. I've never played Hearthstone, so it's hard for me to kind of compare. But here, you know, here's northern factions, Scoia'tael, and you know you can read up on it here. Skellige, the one I was just playing. And then the 5th card is kind of interesting. It lets you pick from 3, and it shows you what they are. So this is kind of cool. I kind of like this. So you can kind of start to customize a little bit how, like ooh, I really need more, you know, Skellige cards to finish out my deck or whatever. So you could pick that up. Or I want more Northern Realms, or like, ooh, this is just such a good card, I can't pass it up. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really played enough to know what I want. I kind of like this guy. Whatever. He's cool looking. So there you go. Now we can continue. And we can open another one, I suppose. But basically that's how it works. So yeah, so here we can look real quick. So this is the one I created as part of the tutorial. And here's the sort of starter deck. So there are 25-ish cards in them each. I guess it starts you off with 4. So there you go. So let's exit that real quick. So we could build a deck real quick, I guess, if you want. So here's the different factions we have right now: Monsters, Northern Realms, Scoia'tael, Skellige. I mean, Nilfgaard's already shown it's coming soon. I assume they will add more, you know, through seasons and whatnot. It just seems obvious to me, but
Right.
You know, I don't know anything about this. Let's look at the monster deck. You can have different leaders, and so in the Gwent game in The Witcher 3, the Northern Realms could have several different leaders that each leader card is unique and has a little bit different abilities. So far, I've only seen one per faction here, but I assume that'll sort of get flushed out either with the initial game or kind of going forward. I do like the tutorial, like tips in the loading menus, and the loading menus load so fast you can't read them. It's ridiculous.
They're more like subliminal messages.
yeah, right. So by about the 500th time, you might know what that just told you. But you know, that's kind of a insulting way to compliment the game. The loading times, at least just in the menus, are pretty much negligible. I haven't done a matchmaking session yet, so I don't know what that's like. Yeah, so
you should try one. You should play live. Do it right now.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. So we're just looking at the cards here. So you can do different things. Like we can look at just the your gold cards. I can look at my silver cards. I really don't understand that, but there's a Manticore. You know, we can look at just the bronze cards, which are your lowest level, or we can look at all of them. You can bronze, silver, gold, all bronze, silver, gold. Yeah, got it. So just a few different ways you can kind of look at it. And so I you know, we're probably not going to sit here and actually do this because, you know, for me building a deck, I'm like sitting there thinking about
boring.
Yeah,
boring.
for sure. But you know, like it's pretty straightforward. You know, it's like I want some of these guys. I want this guy. He can go anywhere. I would use him there. I like Shelob, so let's get some of this guy up here. You know, exactly what you'd expect for deck building, right? These are the cards I have and the quantities. Like I have 2 of this one, and I can do 1 up there. I can do 2 up there, etc. Here's some special unit cards. Like I can get those down here. Let's get some Frost Fields, whatever. Who's this? Alzur's Thunder. Yep, great. Put it in there. So it also starts to add them up. So the minimum is 25. The max is 40. Now that doesn't mean you're going to get have an advantage if you have 40, right? Because you're going to have a more diluted play field. So you only get however many 10 or whatever cards that draws at the beginning of the game, +2, +1. So you can have 25, you can have 40, but you know, if you want to make sure 1 card shows up, maybe you put it in there 5 times, but maybe you only have 2, so you want to limit your total number. And then it also limits how many silver cards and gold cards you can have, which is kind of cool. So it kind of helps you there. All right, let's. I don't actually want to save and exit. Okay, let's clear the deck. Save. Perfect. What a great deck. Can I actually just delete it?
So I have found personally, and I've talked about this on the podcast too, but my relationship with card games is sort of mixed. I find something about Hearthstone to be super, super stressful. I don't really know why. I think it might be that I don't really feel like I've got a lot of control over... I mean, you're basically just at the mercy of whatever cards come up, right? I feel like the play board element of something like this, because we've played other games. We've played Duelist on streams before, and I've talked on the podcast about Plants vs. Zombies Heroes, which has a lanes kind of thing, sort of the same way that Plants vs. Zombies does. Mm-hmm. And then, so just in general, I kind of like the idea of having not only the cards that you draw into your hand, but then a variety of things that you can do with them. And I know that Gwent's been around since what? Witcher 2?
3? No, just 3.
Witcher 3. Mm-hmm. So fairly recent, but I guess, I don't know, does that element of it seem to change the no?
It is cards. I mean, other than your 1 commander card, that's it. You've got whatever random cards come up. You do have the ability to bounce 3, but then it just draws another random card.
Right. Which is kind of like you mentioned. You end up in situations where you just don't have any plays that you can make.
Mm-hmm. That is actually something I ran into a lot in The Witcher 3. I suspect because I was really lazy in that game about trying to find new cards and starting off playing I'm getting yelled at. So let's get rid of this. I don't know how this works. I like that Freya. I'm good there. So my opponent has forfeited. So our first win for the
nice. Oh my gosh! Well, excellent. Do that again.
Yes.
You're gonna climb the leaderboards now.
I am hitting the pro circuit. Anyway. So no, I did find myself running into that. I feel like for me personally, it was because I didn't spend the time. I have no idea what ore is for. I'll be honest. It actually, you know what? I take it back. You can get a keg with ore. Thanks to your opponent. Oh, great. Thanks, fan.
You know what? Maybe your deck was just so intimidating, they just fell on their own sword right then.
I feel like that's true. They were just so tired of me waiting on my card selection. Hey, look, we could actually read this one. But, you know, I was pretty lazy about trying to hunt out those new cards to really build a deck. In fact, I never actually built a deck in the game other than the initial deck I had, and I had a few cards I could kind of swap out. Alright, so let's go meet
Skellige's glory!
So, that was an issue. I assume this won't, I won't have to run around as Geralt to get... I don't want that card. I've told you this. Ooh, that sounds useful. I don't want this one either. I don't want this one either. Alright, great. But, obviously you'll open these through kegs and not through stupid fetch quests. So he'll get to go first. Which is fine. Wow, starting off with the... Alright. Good for him, I guess. Let's get... Let's get someone out there. Alright, let's get this guy.
Who's the courage to fight the Velkarls, eh?
I don't know what he's talking about. Did he just pass? I feel like he's not good.
You know what? It just occurred to me. I would love to see a mod scene for this where they patch in the sound effects from NBA Jam.
Yeah.
He's heating up. He's on fire.
So if so this won't even get it for me. This is slightly ridiculous.
Let's not get in the way of me axe.
Yeah, I just need something basic out there.
I need your heart!
Alright, well we're off to a good start here.
Nice, nice. It's possible that we may have found our thing.
No, we'll lose. I'm almost certain of it.
No, we got this.
I thought I bounced this card. Yeah, I did. Alright, so let's get... let's get this guy out
We'll
here.
follow you always into the fair.
He has 12 cards. He has a lot of cards.
Isn't that the point of the game? Is to get as many cards as you can into your hand?
Gotta catch him right.
That's how you get the points.
Yeah. Yeah. He was intentionally trying to get me to bleed out cards in the first round so that he could pick them up in the second, I suspect. So this will let me actually...
Morhog devour ye!
Wow. Oh, not the cow. Come on, Bessie. So, you know what? I feel like we should just go all in and either win it in this round or lose it.
I agree.
So let's get this guy out there.
An uncrate.
Yeah, these monster cards are kind of weird. So what he's doing is this has a special ability that every time he plays it, he gets to play all cards from his deck. So he's really drawing out a ton of cards, if you hadn't noticed. It's pretty terrible. So let's see, what can we do now?
Modron Freyr is patient,
So
but she brooks no insult.
So this add 2 strength to this unit for each unit on the battlefield with strength below its original value. So that'd be 6. This would be 4. Let's do this one. Goo. That's a lot of cards right there. Yeah, I mean, at this point, if we don't win this round, we'll lose the game, because I actually don't have anything that would allow me to win the next one. So.
We may have miscalculated.
No, we've got this. Watch this. We've got this. We're going all in.
I believe in you.
yeah, we've got this. And by we've got this, I mean we're pretty much screwed. We've lost already.
Oh man.
What's he gonna do? Maybe he'll quit now. he literally can't quit.
He'll be like, oh.
He has to win. So. I think that won't do anything because nothing's weakened. Yeah, bummer. That was stupid of me. I mean, what's the point? Might as well play it, right? Okay, don't kill Bessie because you don't want to deal with the chort.
Not your lucky day.
No, it's really not my lucky day. That super sucked. Alright, no, we lose. I can't actually double it enough for it to matter. Anyway, I mean, you kind of get a feel for what it is. That is basically what you'd expect. Yeah, I've got my one guy though, so that's pretty good. We're sure to win now.
Make me laugh.
He's really tough though. The most interesting man.
Right? We should have sent him out there just to face all these monsters, like on his own. Like, good luck, bro. So I mean, that was a really high score round. I feel like. So anyway, pretty good strat. Whatever. We'll send a good game. We'll continue. I guess you get some rewards even for losing. So there you have it. 5 scraps.
Gold star for everybody.
So I got nothing, but because of Meatwad, I got, I don't know, 5 scraps, whatever that means. So, you know, each kind of class, you can kind of see that monster class played quite a bit different than mine did. Mine was a lot about trying to bring stuff out of the graveyard. This deck was obviously a lot about trying to basically swarm with lower strength units. So pretty cool game. I actually like, from what I've played, I will be honest, I did not really care for Gwent in The Witcher 3, mostly because I think I completely missed the boat on trying to get the cards in the game. I didn't do any of the quests. I didn't win enough of the crowns, and I just wasn't really that into it. So every time I played it, I felt like I had a bit of a disadvantage. So far, what I've played here feels, I mean, a lot more standalone, right? So I'll be curious to see. Hopefully they keep up the balance. Hopefully they keep adding new stuff that doesn't throw off the balance. Kind of keep people back. I'd honestly love to see it come to mobile. There's really no reason.
All of these should come to mobile. We need more good card games to come to mobile to like crowd out the bad ones, like the crummy ones that are out there.
Now for more.
So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty fun. Maybe I'll work on a Scoia'tael unit. So, I think that's going to do it for today. We'll keep this one to our normal time, 30-ish minutes. So, thank you for joining us. I mean, it's not quite the 25 hours, but, you know, we can only bring that to you so frequently.
Change of pace from our usual thing.
From our usual thing.
Which was good. You know, by the way, I just want to say publicly, that was a really good stream. You did a good job, and you can see we still have the extra life goal down there at the bottom. Still more time to donate to that, though, right?
There is still time. So donations are actually open through December. So if you watched that stream, or if you missed it, by all means, if you still want to contribute, you can. In fact, you can still do your own stream, do your own campaign if you want. If you like to wait till the last minute and try to raise money, great. So you can still join our team. But beyond that, I highly recommend you at least head over to our page, extra-life.org/team/GameByteShow, and donate. Just any amount. $5 is totally an acceptable donation size. $1 even. Every penny you donate will go directly to the hospital of the person you're donating to. So for me, that is Children's Health in Dallas, Texas. It's the hospital my own children use, so obviously that one seems like a natural fit. But it's a good cause. Again, all the money goes straight to that hospital for them to put directly towards healing kids. So really good stuff. Go back and I guess I will try to break up the stream into little episode chunks and get them over to YouTube. I haven't really thought about if I'll do that again this year. I know I did it last year, but I'm not really sure in the value of it. Maybe we'll do it. You know what? We'll do it. I'll work on it maybe this weekend.
Maybe you can trick people into donating more because they think it's going on right now.
It's live! It's live! 24 hours of Gwent. Good grief. No way. I'll be honest, 24 hours of any one game is way too much. I start to get bored even of my favorite games after 2 or 3 hours. Sorry, random sidebar to answer chat. But yes, thank you for everyone for participating, everyone who kind of joined in. I had a few friends join me in games. I had Hunter, my friend from Atlanta, join me in War Thunder. Thank you for that. Of course, my kids started it off with me for Kid Corner. Liz, local friend here, joined me for some impromptu Lancelot and brought me lunch. It was wonderful.
Nice.
Yes. Jeremy joined me in nothing. You scumlord.
Dale played Titanfall with you, though.
Yes, that's correct. Dale did play Titanfall for me. And we need to get the whole crew together for a Titanfall stream at some point.
I agree.
Anyway,
Absolutely agree.
that doesn't relate to Extra Life, but yes, please still do donate through the end of the year, through December 31st. It's still a great cause, still going on, still raising money. And thank you for everyone for supporting us. And thank you for supporting us here on the Game Bytes Show, where you can find once a week our wonderful Twitch streams at twitch.tv/GameBytesShow. And all of the archives over at youtube.com/GameBytesShow. You can also find our amazing, excellent audio podcast, which you all support and we love you for, at GameBytesShow.com. We bring that to you twice a week, once for news, new releases, and a topic of our choice, and then the other episode for games we've been playing, like Gwent or Hearthstone. Gross. Join in on the conversation on Twitter at GameBytesShow, or with myself individually at red_I.
You can find me at Jeremy_Lamont, and you can find our other two bros at Legrand, Legrande, and you can find Dale Jones at Count Elmdor on Twitter.
That's right. So thank you once again, and we'll see you next time.
See ya. Thank you.
Bye, chat.
Bye.